Ever wonder why some investors build massive portfolios while others get stuck after just a few deals? The secret is knowing how to use the right type of loan at the right time. Today, I'm going to break down the difference between residential and commercial loans. I'll show you when to use each and to reveal the costly mistakes that most investors make. I'm Jarrett Lau, founder of Profitable Properties Boston. My team manages over 900 units in the greater Boston area, and we've helped dozens of investors finance everything from their very first investment property to 20-plus unit apartment buildings by choosing the right lending strategy for their acquisition goals. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it makes a residential and commercial loan different, when to use each of them, and when to avoid loan roadblocks that can stall your growth so that you can confidently scale your real estate portfolio. So let's break it down step by step. Residential loans, typically for properties with 1 to 4 units, single families, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, thinking them as home loans, even if you're investing. They use the same application as a regular home buyer. The lender is going to look closely at your personal credit, your income, and the debt to income ratio. Residential loans will usually have lower interest rates and longer terms. Think 30 years fixed rate. You can usually get in with as little as 15 to 25% down for an investment property. But here's the catch. Most banks will cap you at 10 residential loans in your own name. So once you get past 4 or 5, getting more loans gets harder. Lenders want to see more paperwork, more reserves, and generally stricter standards. Commercial loans. For properties with 5 or more units, or for mixed use, or for more pure commercial buildings, the lenders are going to care less about your personal finances and more about the property's income, expenses, and the cash flow that the property kicks off. Loans are typically going to be 5 or 7 or 10-year fixed, sometimes with a balloon payment at the end. Down payments are usually higher, think about 20 to 30%, and they may also want to see business experience or a track record, especially for the bigger deals. The key differences: residential loans are based on you as the borrower. Lower rates, longer terms, easier for beginners, but you do hit a ceiling fast. Commercial loans, based on the property and its numbers. More flexibility for scaling, but bigger down payments and shorter terms. So let me show you a real world example. Mike started with the 3-family in the Boston area. He used a residential loan, 20% down, 30-year fixed at 6.5%. The bank looked at his W-2 income, credit score, and rental history. Easy process, just like buying a home. After that, he bought 2 more duplexes, and again, residential loans. But when Mike tried to buy a 12-unit building, the rules changed. He needed a commercial loan. The lender wanted to see a business plan or experience of his management, 5 years of projected income and expenses, and they wanted more money down at 25%. The rate was a little bit higher at 7.1%, and the term was 7 years fixed, not 30. The big win? With commercial financing, Mike could buy as many properties as he wanted as long as each deal stood on its own numbers. And that's how we went from small landlord to apartment investor. So now let's bust some common myths. Commercial loans are only for the big time investors. False. If you want to buy a 5-unit or a small mixed unit, you must use a commercial loan, even as a first timer. Residential loans are always cheaper. Usually, yes, but after you hit your limit, commercial is the only way to scale. It's impossible to qualify for commercial loans. Not true. If the property cash flows and you have a solid plan, lenders are going to want to work with you. Now here's how to decide. Start with residential loans if you're going to be buying 1 to 4 units, want low rates, and can qualify based on your personal finances. Then switch to commercial loans, typically when you're buying 5+ units or you've hit your personal loan limit, or if you want to buy under an LLC or a business structure. Pro tip: use residential loans to get started and maximize leverage. When you're ready to scale, or that when you want to protect your assets in an LLC, you can then shift to commercial. Now, what's your biggest question about financing residential or commercial? Go ahead, drop it in the comments below and I'll answer with the specifics.